We are joined in the second segment by Imman Adan, Dishes and Dimes, Raptors Twitter. Imman, the reason we have you here is because we know you are the number one Kyle Lowry adorer and also the number one DeMar DeRozan hater based on what I've seen on the timeline of late. So,
wow.
Imman, welcome to the program.
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me. Love DeMar.
Everyone loves DeMar. Look, when you're with somebody for a very long time, there will be ups and downs, but ultimately the feeling is the feeling. The feeling is always love with DeMar. It's the same thing with Kyle, man. So when people have these conversations on the timeline, it's like, yeah, wow, one tweet might say this, one tweet might say that. I think the overall sentiment for Raptor fans is overwhelmingly positive for both players, so we had to get that out the way. However, we're here to do our favorite Kyle Lowry moments draft. And we are going to have 5 rounds. Imman, you are the guest, so you are going to have the first pick. Then I'm going to have the second pick. Then Alex is always going to have the third pick.
I don't know why.
It's fine that you always get the third pick because you're going to take something really dumb like Kyle Lowry going under George Hill's legs.
Imman, don't pick that one out of respect for me.
I'll leave that for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
I think the draft format is good. We obviously talked about Kyle in the first segment, but I think after we draft these moments, like we should definitely talk a little bit about them too,
Yes,
as a way to remember Kyle. So, Imman, without further ado, your first pick in the favorite Kyle Lowry moments draft.
I mean, it's an easy one. We're going to Game 6, June 13th, 2019. Do I need to say anything else? Kyle Lowry, especially in that first half, I was just re-looking at the tape there. In the first 2 minutes and 12 seconds, he scored the first 11 points for the Raptors and then assisted on that 14th point from Pascal Siakam. That's it.
Yeah, tremendous performance. This is the one that I think absolutely deserves to go number one. And actually, I had prepared a clip of this because for anyone who wants to question what Kyle Lowry ever did in the playoffs, this is what Kawhi Leonard had to say about Kyle Lowry's performance that night.
I just told him he's MVP of this game. He came out 11 straight 12 points. Like, when your point guard do that, it's like you can't lose this game. Or you better make your next shot because
we gonna put it out there.
And we just left it off.
We left it on the floor, baby.
You gotta ask him what his mindset was. He made 5 shots in a row. I was like, damn.
Win. That's all that mattered. Win. That's the mindset.
And for people who don't remember that, that's the interview immediately after the finals. Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry sitting down with Rachel Nichols on ESPN. And Kawhi says, "You're the MVP of this game."
Yeah, was Kawhi wearing a Clippers hat? Just
salty about these things.
I can't believe he said when your point guard does that, you can't lose a game, and then went on to never play with a point guard again.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
It's not about Kawhi today, but it somehow always goes back to him.
Yeah, that man really ruins vibes. I don't know what else to say. That man ruins vibes.
Brought a championship, though. Anyways, what is your first pick, William Lou?
Okay, my first pick, more recent, because I figured that was going to go first overall. I'm going to have to take the 30-point comeback. From Kyle Lowry. This is December 2019. The Raptors were down, I think, 83-53 at home. I think OG and Serge both had like 5 points at that point. This is midway through the third quarter. And Nick Nurse, as he always does, says, I'll take one last shot at it. You know what?
He's somewhat of a mad scientist.
Yeah, lots of coaches just say, screw this game or whatever, right? Goes out there, puts Kyle in 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and the Raptors come back from being down 30 points. And just listen to that again. There were only 2 minutes left in the third quarter, which means there's only 14 minutes left to make up 30 points. And let's not forget that the Raptors had Kyle out there, of course, but his running mates were Chris Boucher, who I would say is the second best player in that run, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, Malcolm Miller, and Terrence Davis. That's who he did that 30-point comeback with. He performed the miracle that night. I remember Herbie in the arena. You know when Herbie gets really excited? He stops just saying like, no, but it's
he needs to be more specific here.
No, but when he gets like really into the moment, he's not just like, he's breaking his character, right? Like that. Except it was the opposite. And he said, "Do you believe in miracles?" And he said it so loudly and so convincingly. I was like, you know what? I'm not religious, but I do believe in miracles. It
sounded threatening.
My religion is Kyle Lowry.
He rolled up to you like Serge did Marquise Chris.
Yeah, he was like,
do you believe in miracles? Tell me right now, William Lou.
So, but anyway, 30-point comeback.
Lowry plus bench is always impressive. I mean, it might be the reason that Eric Spoelstra wins 50 games for the first time since LeBron James.
That's right.
We're
taking all the credit for that. No, but Kyle plus any 4 players has been not even a running joke, just a running theme.
Bro, that was Kyle plus any 4 players.
Yeah. No, that was amazing. And you know, I'll add to that moment too, Will. I think what was really impressive too, and we've seen this from Kyle over and over again, being a really selfless teammate, is after the game when he did the interview, he didn't want to take any credit for it. He shouted out the other 4 guys on the floor, and this is just something that Kyle has always done. And I'm sure there's going to be moments that we pick that are going to kind of explain that as well. All right, my first pick. You know what? I'm kind of piggybacking off Imman. This is another Game 6 moment. I'm going to take the Kyle and Masai embrace on the court after the championship. I think reading Kyle's Players Tribune essay today, he detailed a off-season phone call this past summer when he decided to go to Miami and had a conversation with Masai. And basically they talked about how, this is not going to be a final call. They're still going to keep in touch and always talk. And, I think there's many ways to look, through this kind of era of Raptors basketball. One way to look at it is the Kyle and Masai, relationship and, the ups and downs. And we all know that championship season started with a lot of stress, a lot of tension, a lot of turmoil. We didn't know what Kawhi's plans were. And also Kyle famously, I think, did not speak with Masai the first half of the season. And they had to have a sit down. And, adding to the context too, unfortunate what happened to Masai to get on that floor, for Kyle to grab him and for them to have that embrace, that's one of those moments that'll always stick with me from that championship run and specifically from that night.
Yeah. And by the way, that relationship goes back from like day one when Masai joined the organization in 2013. And it was reported that he had a conversation with Kyle, brought him into his office, and he said, do you want to be a $1 million player, a $5 million player, a $10 million player, or a max contract player? And he challenged him like that. And he's like, I think you have the talent to be a max contract player, but you're not reaching that potential. And I think that's one of the rare things that Masai can do is that he can look these players eye to eye and challenge them in that way, in a big brother kind of way. And yeah, that relationship is really beautiful, man. Kyle saving Masai, Masai saving Kyle in different contexts. It's amazing. And I'm really happy for both of them. And I think it was very important for Masai to maintain that relationship with Kyle because that relationship with DeMar had unfortunately had to be sacrificed in the Kawhi trade. So, all right, round 2. Imman, you're on the clock.
I'm going to piggyback off of Alex. He piggybacked off of mine. I think it's only fair. I'm going to go to another Game 6 moment. In the Eastern Conference semifinals, post-game, when Ernie's trying to interview Lowry, but you can't even hear anything because the crowd is giving Lowry love. So I wanted to give that Lowry crowd moment, which is also, it hasn't been as seamless, the love there for Lowry as it was for DeRozan over all of those years. And, we're not drafting the worst moments, but if there was a time where
Imman, we might have a bonus round of what Will is calling, I guess Kyle Lowry's, greatest failures in Toronto.
No, I'm just saying.
Okay, Will, plus 11, okay? Plus 11.
Okay, all right.
That's all I'm going to say.
Shout out DJ Augustine, but yeah.
Plus 11 with 0 points, but anyway, keep going.
No, but I was going to say, one of the lowlights, this might be sort of hinting at that, is when a fan had a trade Lowry sign at Jurassic Park for a playoff game. So it hasn't always been like a seamless or a beautiful kind of relationship. There have been contentious points at times, but just in that moment when the entire crowd is chanting Lowry's name and he gets to take that in and just like that was like such a special moment in Raptors fandom. I'm gonna get emotional talking about it, but no, that to me, I think that might be an upset. I don't think I had that in as my second one, but you know what? I'm gonna piggyback off of Alex's point there, and that's gonna be my number 2 moment.
This hurts so much because this was the exact next moment I was gonna pick, and I remember no, it's all good. This is great drafting. No, I think being in that building, there was no prompt to do that. No. And Kawhi had gotten interviewed as well. I think other people had gotten interviewed as well. Nobody else got their name chanted, but that crowd chanted Kyle Lowry, and it was organic and it was loud. And it as Imman said, it interrupted the interview because of how much love it was feeling. And it's one of those moments in that playoff run, in that championship run, where it's just like I will never forget that. Like I literally have a handful of confetti from the court that night.
I still have that video saved on my phone, just like for a minute and a half of the chanting, and I still go back to it sometimes. And I'm really glad Imman drafted that. And I think, Imman, you made a really good point too. I do agree that I feel like the appreciation from the fan base, for Kyle came a little bit late. I felt like a lot of that poured out during the championship run. Yeah. And I think after they won the Eastern Conference Finals, like you mentioned, that was a really good moment. And yeah, it's great to see Kyle finally get the appreciation that he deserved, not just from this fan base, but I think the 2019 championship run really kind of made people look at Kyle's entire career differently.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I think that was amazing as well. All right, William Lou, you're on the clock, second pick.
All right, this is the last moment or game I'm going to take, actually. It's the 35 points, Game 7, Eastern Conference semifinals at home to beat Miami. Kyle Lowry goes off for 35 points. This is during that playoff run, very difficult moments. 2 a.m. shooting in the gym by himself. Again, that might be the first pick when we're talking about in our bonus segment. But, like, yeah, I have to take that one. 35 points. The last 3 that he made, I think he made like 5 or 6 threes. Mike Breen yelling bang. And it was just such a great moment because you remember when the Raptors are going to the conference finals for the first time? Young and Dundas Square.
Oh, yes.
Toronto Tupac. The whole video is legendary.
Yeah. Name me 3
I don't think I've been more hyped.
No,
I don't think I've ever been more hyped.
That was great.
Seriously.
But name me 3 great moments from that Raptors Heat series because that was a slog.
Game 7. Game 7.
Game 7 for Kyle.
Because it's
Bismack
Bismack
Biyombo blocking Dwayne Wade and then someone else back to back. And then in between that, caught 2 dunks. Was also a great moment. But seriously, Kyle, 35 points in that Game 7. Clutch.
You remember the Kyle Lowry half-court shot that made us believe Game 1 would be ours?
That's
we lost that one.
That's the game where he went out and shot after.
Yeah.
Like after they sent it to overtime. No, Kyle's had some hilarious
that
moments.
That Game 7, like the Raptors, even to this point, like even after the championship, have never had a Game 7 that's ever been relaxing. But I felt like I could pick up my feet in that game. It felt like a game in January at some points. Like Lowry was spectacular. You're always going to be nervous watching the Raptors play, but
he made
Game 7 is the most relaxed you will ever be in a Raptors playoff game, and that's because Kyle was the superstar that night.
As a party.
Yeah,
Alex, your second pick.
I'm gonna take Kyle's pass to OG Anunoby in Game 3 of the bubble against the Boston Celtics. I'm not going to touch some of these other moments that Kyle had in that series in case you guys are going to draft them. So just going to focus on this one. They lost the first 2 games of that series. Looked like they were going to go down 3-0. Their season was going to be over.
Imagine getting swept by the Celtics.
No, I didn't want to imagine it.
And we didn't have to.
But I almost had to. When that ball was in the air, I was like, he threw it over Taco Fall. I was like, where is this going? It landed right in OG Anunoby's shooting pocket. And OG made the 3. But how many guys, honestly, in this league can make that pass? Like, I think you can't even count them on one hand.
Yeah.
Like, I think...
Him moving back, by the way, because there was no courtside seats, the extra space afforded to him on the sideline allowed the extra little bit of angle.
Yep.
Throw the pass, too. Just genius level.